And then I preached that, but when what I told you a while ago happened to me, then I began to preach uncircumcision. Not the gospel given to Peter, but the gospel given to Paul. Say, to Paul. And then I began to have conflicts, because those two gospels, one represents the flesh of your foreskin, while the other, spirit. And so I didn't realize the conflicts that were being generated. Every time I went to the Atlanta office, when I spoke up, I immediately caused discomfort. You cause discomfort when you speak about what you learn here. And you notice that you give people anger. Have you noticed that they can't speak like you or me? Well, look, this is like that. It's not like that. It kind of makes them angry. Because uncircumcision is for the spirit. Circumcision is for the flesh. And he who serves that gospel gives it wrath. For the law produces wrath, said the Apostle Paul. Well, then I felt at the crossroads because no one understood me. I had difficulties with my boss, I had difficulties with the whole office, and I had difficulties even with my family, with my people, with those close to me and those closer to me, and with those less close to me. And I said, hey, what's wrong with me? They see me so ugly, they see me so bad, they see me so... And I was not doing anything bad. What I was doing was preaching the gospel that corresponds now, the uncircumcision. Until it was time to understand that these two do not mix. Look at what it says in Galatians, so you can see that they are like water and oil. Look at Galatians chapter 5. Galatians chapter 5. Look what it says about circumcision. Verse 1. Let's start with verse 1, okay? It says, stand fast therefore in the liberty wherewith Christ hath made us what? He hath made us free, and be not entangled again with the yoke of what? Of what? And what is the yoke of bondage? The next verse. See, it says, behold, I, Paul, to whom the uncircumcision was given. I say unto you that if ye be circumcised, what does it says? What happened? Wait for it. If you serve the gospel of circumcision, what happens to Christ? Christ is of no use to you. That's why I was having difficulty with my boss, because Christ is of no use to him. But to me, it does. Look. Here I cannot apply to a radio program, because if they see that it is for me, they say no. But if I were a spiritualist or a witch doctor, they can apply. To the Protestant pastor, they say, oh, to you, yes. But if I apply, they say, don't give it to them. Why? Because to all these Christians, Christ is of no use at all. In other words, look how it goes on to say the verse, so you can see that it all goes along the same lines. It says, again, I testify to every man who gets himself circumcised that he is obligated to obey the whole law of Christ. What? You who attempt to be justified by law, you have fallen from what? And if you are fallen from grace, what good is Christ to you? That is why you went to the Catholic Church and Christ was of no use to you. Don't you see that the Catholic Church is a picture of circumcision and law? That is why they keep the 10 Commandments. A Mass is a picture of that. It's the whole symbol of the Catholic Church. And I'm not saying that's wrong. That was fine before the cross. Now after the cross, after Christ died, it is useless.